The desert wind howls. The sun scorches bare skin, and before your eyes, thousands of men drag stones heavier than elephants across sand. No wheels, no machines, just hands, sweat, and will.
How could they endure such agony? How could they even dream of lifting mountains?
The mystery has haunted us for centuries. And tonight, we step into the sandstorm of time to uncover how humanity's greatest monument was born. The Nile floods, the river swells, and with its gift of fertile land, villages rise along its banks. This is Egypt, 4,600 years ago. Here, survival depends not on swords, but on unity. Every harvest is shared. Every life is tied to the rhythm of the river. But whispers spread of kings who see themselves as gods, of monuments that could last forever. What began as farming communities would soon transform into the most ambitious builders the world had ever seen. Yet the question lingers, who would command such power? And what vision could bend thousands of lives towards stone? The answer comes with the rise of a pharaoh, a man whose tomb would defy time itself. The pharaoh ascends. To his people, he is not mortal, but divine, a bridge between earth and the gods. His dream? To build a tomb unlike any before. Not mud, not brick, but stone, a mountain carved by human hands. Priests proclaim it will carry his soul to the heavens.
Nobles whisper it will make him eternal. And so an order is given.
Thousands must obey. But how can fragile men achieve what seems impossible? The sands answer with silence.
Until the first stones are chosen.
Yet even this is only the beginning. To raise such giants, the Egyptians would need to invent methods the world had never seen. The journey to the quarries begin, and with it, unimaginable struggle. Far from the Nile, in blazing heat, workers carve limestone from cliffs. Each block weighs tons, monstrous and unyielding. Copper tools spark against stone. Sweat drips into the sand. The sound of chisels echoes like thunder. But how can such giants be moved? Ropes strain, wooden sleds groan.
And still the stones resist.
Some collapse under the weight.
Others bleed into the dust.
Yet rumors swirl of hidden canals, of clever engineers using water to ease the burden. Was it genius or desperation? Every block dragged from the quarry is a victory, but thousands remain. And the true test is not cutting the stones, but carrying them across the desert. Ahead lies the hardest journey of all. The desert becomes a battlefield. Sleds drag across sand, sinking under the crushing load. Whips crack, voices shout, and hundreds pull in unison, straining every muscle. But something changes. Water is poured on the sand ahead, firming the ground, easing the drag. Suddenly, the impossible shifts closer to reality. Yet each mile is torment.
Feet bleed.
Ropes snap, and the sun burns without mercy. This is not just transport, it is survival. Some collapse and never rise. Others push forward, haunted by the Pharaoh's command. But even after reaching the site, a greater challenge awaits. How do you lift stone upon stone into the sky? The answer lies in ramps, sweat, and sacrifice. At Giza, the desert transforms into a hive of labor. The first stones are set.
A flat foundation.
Then layer upon layer begins to climb. The pyramid takes shape. But the process is agonizing. Every block must be hauled up ramps, mile-long embankments of mud and stone. Workers groan as they drag the blocks higher. Each tier brings fresh exhaustion. And yet, the sight of walls rising fills Egypt with awe. Still, the higher the structure grows, the harder it becomes. The ramps stretch longer. The effort multiplies. But the pharaoh's gaze is unyielding.
Failure is not an option.
And so the pyramid grows, brick by brick, sweat by sweat. But cracks form, not only in the stone, but in the lives of those who build. Behind the grand vision lies suffering. Laborers live in cramped camps. Their food is coarse bread, onions and beer.
Injuries are constant. Broken bones, crushed hands, heat stroke.
Some say they were slaves. Others argue they were paid, fed, and even honored. But no matter the truth, the toll was immense. Imagine dragging stone all day, only to collapse into dust at night.
Families torn apart, lives shortened.
And still the dream continued. For some, it was devotion to a divine king. For others, it was fear. But for all, it was pain. And yet, despite struggle, they achieved precision beyond belief. How? The answer lies with the masterminds behind the chaos, the architects who aligned heaven and earth with stone. Amid the sweat and chaos, a small group works in silence, the architects. They hold the Pharaoh's vision. They measure shadows. They chart the stars.
And what emerges is astonishing.
The pyramid aligns perfectly with the cardinal points, north, south, east, west. How could they achieve such accuracy without compasses, without modern tools? Some whisper divine knowledge. Others point to clever mathematics, simple instruments of string and sight. Whatever the truth, the pyramid is no accident. It is a cosmic statement. Every stone is placed not just with strength, but with calculation. Yet their genius comes at a price. Mistakes mean punishment. Failure means disgrace.
And still they press on.
For inside the rising mountain, secrets remain hidden, chambers yet unseen by the living world. Deep within the rising pyramid, secret chambers take shape.
Narrow corridors.
Sealed rooms. Hidden passages meant to protect the pharaoh's body for eternity. Torches flicker as masons carve passages into the heart of stone. Whispers tell of traps to fool thieves. Others speak of treasures sealed away forever. But the darkness hides more than riches. It hides human struggle. For every chamber carved, lives are risked.
Cave-ins, suffocation, accidents.
The tomb itself devours its makers, yet the work continues. The chambers fill with mystery, and when they are sealed, no living eye will see them again. But the end is near. With thousands exhausted, only one task remains, the setting of the final stone. And with it, history itself will pause. The day arrives. After decades of toil, the pyramid nears completion. The final stone waits below. Thousands gather. The pharaoh watches. Slowly, the block is raised, inch by inch, pulled skyward by trembling hands.
Every shout echoes across the desert. Every heartbeat pounds like a drum. Hours pass. Sweat drips. Ropes fray.
And then, silence. The stone locks into place. The pyramid stands complete, a monument to ambition, sacrifice, and eternity. The crowd erupts. The pharaoh smiles. But for the workers, there is no glory, only scars, exhaustion, and memories of blood in the sand. Yet their struggle has carved a legacy that endures for 4,600 years. The work is done, but the question remains. What will history remember? The pharaoh's body rests within. The people move on. But the pyramid does not fade. Centuries pass, dynasties fall, empires crumble, and still the stones endure. Scholars debate, tourists marvel.
Engineers wonder, how did they build it?
What drove them to such extremes? The answers are carved into every block. Ambition, devotion, suffering, and hope. The pyramid is not just a tomb, it is a message from the past. A reminder of what humans can achieve.
And what it can cost. Even today, the giant casts its shadow across the desert.
The stones whisper their story, and as we listen, we are forced to ask, what monuments will we leave behind? The pyramids rise in silence, but their story still speaks. If this journey through sand and stone moved you, share your thoughts in the comments. And if you're watching from the US, UK, Canada, or Australia, subscribe, like, and join Epic Histories Vault as we uncover the past together.